Hey there, friends. The Yonder here.
And I am Zreeks, the person who helps behind the scenes.
Very much so. Today we want to take a moment just to briefly discuss mainly the upcoming showcase, but also kind of what we're hoping to see for Halo. Zreeks, I understand you had an idea.
Yeah, so there's been rumors and talk for a long time about a Battle Royale coming out for Halo, maybe not a part of Halo Infinite, but a separate game, so to speak, codenamed Tatanka, I believe. The idea of a Halo Battle Royale was talked about before Halo Infinite released, but there were a lot of the developers saying that's not going to happen. So, with the showcase coming up really soon, I think there's a good chance that we might see something else related to Halo. And it's likely not going to be Halo Infinite just because they've, I think as of today, they released another overview of the Season 4 new maps, new modes, new equipment. I don't think they're going to show that again at the showcase. So if there's going to be anything Halo related, it might just be this rumored Halo Battle Royale.
Which we've been hearing rumors of for a while. I know when, what was it? Not the extraction mode. Remember that mode where they introduced a big team battle map? Foundry, I think?
Ooh, I'm blanking a little bit on that.
It was the one where it was the first big team battle map that they had introduced, and it had the typical battle royale zone where it closed in on you, but it was basically gun game from Call of Duty. And,
yeah, that Halo Infinite Last Spartan Standing mode, right? That came
yes.
with that banished scrapyard map. I'm blanking out what that one's called too.
I thought it was Foundry. Maybe it's not, but I know a lot of people, myself included, when that was teased, because obviously much like Infection, there was kind of an idea that, hey, they're working on something. A lot of people, myself included, thought it was that Battle Royale. And it ended up not being, but it did prove that they had the functionality to make that work.
Right, but the big question would be is can they do that within Halo Infinite, a game that is already on last-gen consoles and is going to be held back because of that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Which, to be fair, we do have a lot of Battle Royales that were on the last-gen consoles that they were able to bring forward, but I think that's different when it comes to formatting.
Right, I would think so too, and I think that's kind of brings us to the main point of this topic is what should a Halo Battle Royale have? What should it be? How would that make an impact in the sea of Battle Royale games that is slowly starting to dry up? You don't see a lot of them anymore. A lot of them shut down really quick. What could Halo Infinite or Halo in general do different when it comes to making their own Battle Royale, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. At this point, what would be the number one thing, do you think?
So, for me personally, I think, and I know they have the technology and capability to do this, even though it would definitely be a long shot, is they should kind of take the Battle Royale idea and put a little bit of a spin on it and pull out some gameplay that you don't see very often, that's in very, very few games, and bring it to, instead of a one life sort of mode with 100 people dropping in, bring out a Battle Royale where it's just a really big team battle, so to speak. We have plenty of games out there that have a one life battle royale mode, and I don't think a Halo Infinite one would really make anything special in that sort of sense. But what I think with the Halo sandbox they could really do well is expand on the Warzone mode into a massive game of its own. Looking back to PlanetSide 1, which you and I both played on PC, PlanetSide 2 not so much, but that's now on consoles, is have these very large, massive maps with teams of hundreds on 2, 3, even 4 different teams fighting over different points on a one singular map at the exact same time. I think that with Halo Infinite's vehicle system, weapons, weapon drops, power, you could name almost anything in Halo currently, and it would fit perfectly into a game like that with, a couple of well-designed maps in the style of PlanetSide, right?
Yeah, you bring up a good point, because it would be a very easy thing to take PlanetSide 1 and PlanetSide 2 and literally reskin those with the Halo theme, and you basically have a brand new game, just Halo.
Right, and I feel like they could even take it a step further, going from PlanetSide, which, as far as I know, PlanetSide 2 doesn't have any sort of NPCs or AI in it. Halo 5's Warzone mode did. Not really. Well, it's been a while since I played. I can't remember if they added friendly AIs. I don't think they did. But they had a lot of enemy NPCs that you could either include in between the battle against the other team, or everybody's on the same team fighting the in a PvE sort of Warzone mode. I think what they should do for a battle royale is take it a step further. Have NPCs on every team and have someone controlling them. You could have, like a Halo Wars type system where you have commanders controlling units, controlling vehicles and weapon drops for players on the ground, and kind of pushing the larger armies into a battle that the players can then interact with on both sides. You could have a group of warthogs and there's nothing stopping your friendly Spartan from taking the person out of the driver's seat in the warthog and taking it himself, and there's nothing stopping an enemy from boarding it. But with the capabilities of these next-gen consoles, I think they really should push the limits, have a sort of Halo Wars-esque commander system that lets someone control units, vehicles, bases from above, and maybe have a system where, I don't know, there's a very large map with, we'll say, 10 bases, and every base unlocks a new commander slot for someone to get that overview look and spawn in units. And you could even have resource collection. You could have, I don't know, even like veterancy points for players and for the units you're controlling. There's a lot of different ways you could expand on this, but even keeping it at the very, very basic, just someone from above controlling units, spawning things, and weapon drops. Adding that into the mix of a battle royale is something that really hasn't been done since PlanetSide, and I think Halo Infinite could really benefit from a system like that.
Yeah, I mean, you bring up a lot of really good points, and talking about kind of using PlanetSide as that blueprint, which obviously they couldn't do exactly that, but it is interesting because PlanetSide does have that functionality where if you perform well, you earn, I forget what they call it, but it's basically cash. It's basically experience.
Really?
And you can turn in that experience to purchase vehicles.
I see.
The last time I played PlanetSide 2, you would have entire squads purchasing tanks, and you'd have a whole tank battalion. And Halo could do something very similar. It did have that in, was it Warzone? Is that what they called it in Halo 5?
Yeah, again, I'm a little fuzzy on the details for that, but in their Warzone mode, I believe you're right. I believe you did have to collect points to be able to summon in your either your cards or your vehicles to bring out weapons out of the field.
Yeah, so having that, you could easily have that in this ultra big team battle, for lack of a better term. And it's interesting because Halo has that functionality. They've demonstrated they can do that. They have... Halo is unique in that of the first-person shooter genre, Halo was one of the only first-person shooter games that has realistic bots at this point.
Right.
Call of Duty doesn't even have realistic bots. You crank their bots up to veteran and you're just giving them hacks, but it's still the same stupid AI.
Right.
The AI in Halo actually behaves like a player.
Yeah, that's true.
A little more predictable, but even so.
Well, even so, that'll only improve with time. And, you're right. You could even, I don't want to say dumb it down, but even just adding such a simple aspect to the idea of a battle royale, throwing in these NPCs and just having players, get rid of that sort of commander system even, just having these players, on a very large map, respawning, fighting over, multiple objectives, singular objective, whatever the players want, and being able to pull vehicles out, that's something we haven't really seen in a long time in any game. I think, PlanetSide 2 came out over 10 years ago now, right?
A long time ago,
and nobody's tried taking a stab at that yet. Nobody has tried to make a game like PlanetSide, right? To my knowledge.
Yeah, Call of Duty tried with their Firestorm, but even that was more of a large map,
right?
Squad-based BTB.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's interesting because I feel like that is we'll call it a gimmick, I guess, or a niche that really hasn't been touched yet. And I'm curious if with the next gen and developers getting closer to actually taking advantage of the next gen and forgetting about the previous generation of consoles, what we're going to see over the next 2, 3, 4, even 5 years.
It'll be interesting, that's for sure. But again, fingers crossed we hear at least something interesting about Halo, whether it's a battle royale, whether it's a new title, just something from the Halo Infinite series, this upcoming showcase on June 11th, right?
June 11th, yeah. So hopefully we hear at least something with Halo, but I mean, at this point, I'll be happy just to hear anything positive for Microsoft at this point.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Redfall was no bueno.
Not great.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's all the time we have for today, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. Please let us know in the comments what you think. Otherwise, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Remember to subscribe. We're always trying to make content, I won't say every day of the week, but I mean, we're trying our best.
As much as we can.
Much as we can. Anyway, thanks you guys so much for watching. Take care.
Bye.